Okay, Erin,
hmm
what did your parents think of you becoming a music major?
since day one, they've always been very supportive. So they just said, as long as it makes you happy, as long as you're not going to live in a box,
Yeah.
then we support you fully. And also, like, something that shows how supportive they were since even beginning before my time, like with my sister, because she was a music major as well. Um, they've always helped out with their Bay Band boosters, their chaperones for every single trip that we've ever been on. They've been so supportive, and they just love having music in their lives, even though they're not as musical as we are.
What did your sister do? What did she majored in music, but did she do
She
instruments?
played she was
Or
instruments.
oh, okay.
So she did her primary instrument was cello, and but she also played the clarinet and the reeded instruments, so saxophone, bassoon,
Okay.
all those.
Okay. So the last 3 years you had a recital. For music majors, it's common, I hear. Is it
Mm-hmm.
common? What was your freshman recital like?
Let me talk. Freshman recital. So the freshmen don't have a jury their first semester. So what I remember as freshman recital, we came in, we had every single music major there or voice major there. And we had to pick a song that we were gonna do instead of doing juries. So I honestly I can't remember what song I performed,
It's okay.
but so there was a list of people going all the way down the line. Then you went up, you sang your song, you're done, and then you go back and sit down. It was just until everyone was finished.
Okay.
Honestly, there was a lot, but now it's been narrowed down. We don't have as many
Yeah. What
singers.
was your sophomore recital like?
I didn't have a sophomore. I only had our freshman recital was just one song,
Okay.
but the junior recital, and then you have a degree recital.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay. What was the? I actually went to your junior recital.
mm-hmm.
Can you give me all the information on what you performed and how you did? You think?
um, let me see. I don't know if I'm gonna answer this correctly, but basically my performance was set in sections or sets. So I had the space in between each set. Each set was a different language. So I started off with German, and then I went into Latin, then I went into my French, and then I went into my Italian, and then English, and then I ended with more contemporary music like Belle.
How do you learn how to speak these languages? Because each has like a different accent and stuff like that. Do you
Um,
have a teacher that helps you with that?
Yes and no. For music performance majors, I had a double major beginning in my freshman year. So I was given the opportunity as a performance major as well to take a diction class. So in diction class, we had the first half was Italian and English, and it was International Phonetic Alphabet and how to pronounce things.
Oh.
So the International Phonetic I can't talk phonetic alphabet. There's certain symbols that represent different sounds that you make. So there's schwas and like nasals and different things you use.
Hmm.
So I had a diction class, but that's not the only thing I learned other than IPA and the diction, which was very helpful. Your teacher helps you. You can listen back to recordings. But another thing that the diction professors told us to do was to listen to the morning news in the country. So I would
Hmm.
turn on the morning news in Paris, France, and you would hear how fluid and how how it runs and how they speak in their dialect. So just hearing that all the time, you can mimic it and get the actual dialect of the country.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I do remember you doing a really, really good job. I did. What was your favorite part about your junior recital?
Juniors. Oh, being done? No, I'm just
Being-
kidding. I'm just kidding. No.
I can
My
imagine.
favorite part, honestly,
Stress.
Disney has been a really big part of who I am because my sister now works for Disneyland. But being Belle in the end, my favorite song was Little Town. It just made me glow, and I was just so happy to sing, and I felt like it was what I was supposed to do, and I just really loved that piece. So.
Okay. Good. Next question. For your
Mhm.
senior recital, what do you think you're going to focus on? Do you have a path you're heading towards, or have you started studying it, or are you no idea yet, or?
Actually, I just scheduled my senior recital yesterday.
Ooh,
It's going to be
okay.
April 12th at 4 p.m. We haven't decided on a program quite yet, but I will be sharing my senior recital with one of my roommates, Holly Miller.
Okay.
Um, so we're going to be sharing it. So it won't be as long as my junior recital was. That was just solely me. So
Okay.
my portion will only be like probably 25 to 30 minutes of just me. So it'll be in the same kind of sets. It'll be like French, German, Latin, Italian, English. And everything that goes on my recital is something that I've done for juries in the past or I've done in the past that I want to do now. So it's stuff that I've already prepared to do. Um, Unless you just want to add on some fun songs, but it's something we've been preparing for up until now.
Okay. What musical performances have you performed in, whether it be musicals or
Oh,
going on? I'm sure there's a list.
oh my gosh, we'll be
What's
talking
what's
for
your
half an hour.
what's maybe your top two that you can
My
remember?
top two. Ooh, that's gonna be super hard. Um, well, my favorite role was Sandy in Grease for musicals wise.
Hmm.
Um, if you want to go with the pop
Type.
section of it, I had the great privilege in the Contemporary Youth Orchestra, the Cleveland Youth Orchestra, to sing with Pat Benatar as their children's choir.
That's
So
cool.
I got to do that. But the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra chorus. Um, I don't know if I can pick one performance, but
One
just
performance.
being
Okay. Yeah.
just being in that was a
Right.
really big thing for me to
Okay.
grow as a musician.
Um. So you said before that you've had solos. Can
Mm-hmm.
you remember your top solo, your favorite solo that you performed?
Solo as in like solo with a group of people behind me, or solo as in it's just me.
How about both? Answer both. Why not?
Oh, okay. Um, in general, my favorite solo with like a choir would definitely be spiritual and gospel because
Okay.
they're so free and they're oh, I love them. Probably every single solo that I've had with a choir has been a spiritual or gospel because
Yeah.
you can see how much fun I'm having. Um, my favorite song I did, ooh, it's probably "Someone to Watch Over Me." I did it in my recital that you
Yeah.
were at, so that was probably my favorite song that I
Okay.
did.
Okay.